What is up, guys? This is Bloody SLs back with another video. As usual, I upload every Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, something around those days. And we're going to be looking at Gears of War 3 versus Gears of War Judgment. Now, this is a very touchy subject because a lot of people aren't really sure what's going on, which game is better, and a lot of people think that Gears of War 3 is better. A lot of people think that Gears of War Judgment's better because it's newer. And then, anyways. Long story short, let's get right into this. So we're going to start with Gears of War 3 gameplay, and then after that we're going to jump right back into Gears of War Judgment, and then I'll add a bit of what I think at the end. So here we go. We start off, and first thing that we notice is that the roadie strafe is quite fast in this game, so you can see that this game is very fast paced. But the thing is that as you can see, the smoke stunned us. Now, that smoke will be a very big impact. As another fact, you can see that it's kind of, I don't know how to explain, but the body shots that you give actually hurt. Like, if they eat it, they eat it, but if they, at least they get hurt, you know? Now, here we're going to witness a little bit of what's up with the hamburgers. You see, he shoots 5 bullets, not active, and I get 4 pointed. Now, that's one of the big problems in this game, is that the rifles are really OP. And when I mean that, I seriously mean that. Anyways, so here we see a little lag with the smoke. And we'll see me eating the grenade. Now, that's the biggest problem with this game. I honestly think it's almost perfect. It's just the fact that sometimes you'll eat shots, sometimes you completely will not. You'll just be like a little sponge that doesn't sponge at all. Like, you will not even eat any bullets. You won't get any chance to survive. But at the same time, when you're up in someone's face, they will die. Most of the time, they will definitely die. Like right here, you see? He did a roadie strafe and bodied him. It was no problem. It worked. It was perfect. Now let's review a little more. Now, as you saw me, I just did 2 bounces right there. And that's one of the big things that I think they improved on this game, is when you are bouncing, it feels smooth. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel like staticky. It just feels like if it flows. And that's one of the things I really enjoy about Gears of War 3, is the fact that it flows together and everything is in such great synergy. There's no like, oh, bam, the game stops. But of course, that's accepting the ink and the smokes that stun you. But that's another story. And also, we also have the lancering problem, the stopping power. Now, in this game, compared to Gears of War Judgment, there's stopping power and there's actives. In Gears of War Judgment, there are no actives. Now, this can be a really big factor in the fact that if you have stopping power but you don't have actives, that's okay. People can deal with that. Like, the damage was quite good. And as you just saw there, he aimed my shot, so that's exactly what I was talking before. Sometimes you'll eat shots, sometimes you completely won't. And anyways, so continuing on the subject at hand, is that you'll eventually feel like the stopping power doesn't really matter, because at a certain point you get aware that the stopping power is there. You get aware that if they have actives, you cannot go. Of course, that slows down the game a lot, which is why Epic took it out. And that also slows down the game. Well, not also, but like the reason why this slows down the game so much is if you look at it. It's like if you have 2 oranges. No, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. No, but seriously. Now let's jump to the next aspect of the game that we can evaluate right now, is the fact that this game, if it just didn't have this smoke that stunned you so bad, the ink, the stopping power, all those little things, and they would put the damage so consistent. Right here, where did he come from? I don't know. Why? Because the game is fast-paced. I saw him, I didn't expect him to be that close. Why? Because I was playing Gears of War Judgment before. Gears of War Judgment, the roadie is actually slower. I noticed that, at least that's the way I feel. So when I see somebody, I know I can get away. that's the thing, is that in this game everything is so fast-paced, except the jumping over cover and the rolling, of course. But that's something you learn, and you learn that, oh well, it's kind of like a punishment. Oh my god, look at that. That cross right there. I got crossed by 2 retro lancers and 1 hamburg. That is very, very powerful. Now, of course, that's not necessarily a problem in the game, but it is it's just the fact that people are using retros still in this game, and they nerfed it so much, and like it's still pretty powerful. But look at this. It's just, when you see a retro in this game, it's just the mentality of the thing. It's really a mentality of the game that puts you in that moment of panic. Oh my god, he has a retro, he's right in front of me, what do I do? You try and you choke, that's what happens. But essentially overall this game is a really awesome game, like of terms of gameplay, of like fluidity. The storytelling is kind of cheesy at some certain points, and I think that's why the game lost a lot of its point values. That's okay. And you see right there, I put 3 shots on him. The 4th one, he finally died. 3 shots where he should have died. 1, 2, 3, he goes down. You see, the thing is that this game isn't consistent enough. That's the only problem about this game. Like I keep saying this to everybody. That is the only problem. The only problem is its consistency, and the fact that there are so many elements in this game that just slow down the gameplay. I mean, a lot of people complain about the mantle kick, which is what I just did right there. That's why I can just like do that transition. The mantle kick is not broken. Sure, it's glitchy at moments, but it's really not that broken. It's easy to evade. A lot of people do it. If you play GB, which is game battles for those who don't know, it's a lot of, okay, is he gonna mantle hit? Is he not? If he does, people know how to evade it. If he doesn't, well, that's one of the issues. You see that? That is an excellent quote. Right there, what I just did, that would not work in Gears of War Judgment. Now, of course, it sounds like I'm dissing a lot of Gears of War Judgment, but think about it. The fact that the ink stuns you is such an important part of this game. It's insane. The fact that it stuns you is just, I can't put an emphasis on how important that is in the game. It slows down the game by a long shot. Now, this is obviously just like one gameplay. It didn't really matter. I just wanted to show what the mechanics of the game is and what it's all about. Now, one thing I liked about Gears of War 2, I believe, yeah, Gears of War 2, that isn't in this game, is that you can't, when you're aiming around the corner, you can't just like crouch down. Gears of War 2, I did that so many times, and I was kind of disappointed, but you know, you get used to it. And really, this game's all about, you get used to it, you get used to it, you get used to it. I say that a lot, I know, but it's a fact. You get used to the Lancer, and then you start lancering, and then you start understanding what the game mechanics are. Sure, it's kind of slowing down the pace of the game. Like, I mean, Gears of War 2, for example, was a very, very slow-paced game, because the road even was so goddamn slow. But, I mean, because of the wall bouncing, it got faster, it got faster, it got faster. But at a certain point, you can't really save it all. You know, it's not very clear. Up to a certain point, you come to the realization that Gears of War 3 is pretty much Gears of War 1 put faster on the roadie run. They fixed the wall bounce, and then they added some stupid guns that they should have never added, retro and sawed off. I'm sorry, but those guns just don't belong. They're odd man out on this game, and it's not that I mean, right now they're balanced, but at the same time they just don't belong. I mean, it's a good idea, the retro, I get it, but they should have. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just it didn't fit in the game as soon as it came out. That's why a lot of people just stopped playing this game. I mean, there's a lot of moments where people are just like, oh my god, the retro. Because as I said before, it's a mentality. The retro is broken in this game. It's a mentality. It's not anymore, but it was a mentality. Like, I mean, This game is good now. I'm honestly gonna say it's a very good game. The only thing is consistency, as in damage and like all that. I think one of the biggest problems with the consistency, I can't say this word, can I? The biggest problem with I can't. Okay, you guys know what I mean. The consistency, okay, is that it's not. It's just not there. There is none. It doesn't. It is non-existent. It just doesn't happen. But one of the things that we have to realize, though, is that Gears of War 3 in particular is a lot about teamwork and crossing and like getting one person and just pushing out of nowhere, and it makes the whole big difference. This game, there's a lot of strategies to it, but the thing I find kind of like unfortunate, if you want, is that in this game, it comes to a point where you see this game and you're like, wow, this game is broken. Why? Because people have taken it to the next level with the lancering. I mean, you play GB a 2v2, alright? People have many strategies. It becomes insane on the diversity. You can't just say, oh, if they do that, we do that, and if they do that, we do that. Okay, we're good. It's going to be always that way. You can't, because this game is special, if you want. And like, I mean, this guy, oh my god, re-up, like, as you guys just saw, I don't know what was up with him, but he ate like the most shots, and then they just let him up for some reason. It's really weird. But as of the power weapons they added, I honestly think the power weapons they added were perfect. They were honestly spot on. Nothing wrong with it. They were balanced. They worked in the game. They were perfect. It's just the starting weapons. I think what Epic did what Epic is having trouble with is competing with Call of Duty as in choice of what you can start off with. Now in Gears of War 2, obviously you had the choice between what is it? It was Lancer, Nasher, and that's it. I mean Lancer, Embers, Nasher. You always had Nasher, obviously, but that was it. That's all you had. And now in these games, they're trying to mess with the starting weapons too much, and that's what's really getting the game kind of like lower its quality as it used to have. Like, I mean, look, now you can only have 2 weapons. You used to be able to have a pistol, a grenade, a Nasher, or like two main weapons, like a boom shot and a bushka, let's say, because it's Gears of War Judgment. Like, I mean, it's insane. They're just trying too hard to change the game to resemble Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty, you have your primary and your secondary. And you have your nades, and you have your tactical. But of course, they don't have tacticals so far, because that'd just be way too copying Call of Duty, of course. So they're trying to keep that on the down low. But, like, stuff like that, that's the thing I hate the most about Gears of War Judgment. You're not even red, and then out of nowhere, you just die. Okay, I understand it's a turret. Oh my god, you're complaining. The freaking turret is so powerful. Yeah, but they could at least show the crescendo. You guys don't know what crescendo means, like you see on how it's getting redder and redder the more I get damaged. They should at least show on how much I take damage. Of course, it'd be really fast, but still, like, I mean, at least it show like some sort of consistency. Without that, it shows that this game is not consistent at all. This game, the consistency is even worse in Gears of War 3. I mean, if you want to body someone with a shotgun, you have to be right in their freaking face. Like, I mean, sawed-off distance in Gears of War 3 kind of type of deal. It's pretty insane. Let's just look at some gameplay real fast. See? Gears of War 3's body. No. Not red at all. And then she just melees me and I die. Well, I wasn't red at all. Like, at all. That's one of the problems. Like, it's not consistent. It doesn't show the crescendo. I think that's why this game is bad, if you want to say it. Because it doesn't show the consistency. It doesn't show the crescendo. Maybe the game registers it, oh, you took that much damage, now you're about to die. I'd be fine with that, but I mean, the retro is still overpowered, but at least it show that the game makes sense. Like, you're not even red, and then out of nowhere you just die. It just doesn't make sense. Right here, see, I see on how red I am. Okay, I understand. Melee. That's how red I got from the melee. But I mean, why should the melee be so overpowered with that shit? Like, the retro, I don't get it. Like, I mean, I got some pretty good clips for the breach shot, but I mean, sometimes I wasn't recording. But overall, the breach shot, it works in the game. They should put it in the actual Gears of War series, in the next trilogy. It works. It's not broken, it's perfect. The Bushka, I mean, it's a good idea, but I think if the Bushka's on the map, there's no way a boom shot should. It's like Bushka for boom shot. You can't have both. And up to this point, like, every time my body's on you notice that this game is not consistent. You see, just to kill him, I have to throw a nade. This game is insane. Now, let's talk about the good points about this game. The no down allows free-for-all to make it so that nobody can steal your kills, and you get the kills that you deserve. Of course, that's all like in perspective, because people can still get the last bullet on the guy, and you're like, what the heck? I shot him. What is this? But gimme. At the same time, this game focuses more on being able to be accurate. Sure, there's the L in the middle, but after a while, it's like if it's not even there anymore. Honestly, it disappears. Gimme. And it doesn't really help me at all. Because when I play Gears of War 3 or Gears of War 2, it doesn't change a bit. It doesn't change my perspective. Now, as talking about Gears of War 3 versus Gears of War Judgement, which is what we have been doing this whole time, there is one big difference between the two. It is the consistency, number one. Number two, the way they chose to do the starting loadouts. I think the Gears of War 3 one, they should have taken out retro and sawed off. Just put them as a power weapon. They didn't want to do that. It's their choice. I mean, look. I'm not 4-pointed, right? Look at this. I'm not 4-pointed? Okay. The game was working. Okay, the game was working. Okay, the game was working. Perfect. I pick up the red. I'm like, what? Why isn't this doing so good? Look at that. It's so I'm getting 1-2 kills right off the bat. How easy is it to kill people with this retro? I mean, it's pretty insane. I mean, look at that. It's over. Just like that. The game is broken, but at the same time, it works. Just like review the gameplay of this game, and you'll eventually notice. Anywho, hope you guys enjoyed. Please remember to tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody you know to come check out our content. We're gonna be uploading some different content than Gears of War Judgment and Gears of War 3 and now. I think the next thing is zombies next week. Yes, zombies. So look forward to that. Next week is zombies. And remember to tell all your friends that love to see some zombies explode. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Favorite the video, like the video, do all the stuff. And I will see you guys later. Remember to tell your friends. Hammer, hammer, hammer. Peace out. Keep on gaming. Remember, gaming is not a crime. Thank you, and